Hello, everyone, and welcome to Chai with Rai. Hi, I'm your host, Rai, and each week I bring you a guest from the creative industry, and we discuss all things life and culture, all whilst spilling and sipping some hot chai. Now, if you haven't done so, make sure to subscribe to the podcast so you never miss an episode. If you love this podcast and are listening to this on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Audible, or wherever you stream this podcast from, if you could do me a kind favor and make sure to rate the podcast at the end or just now and share it on your stories, your social, the TikToks, the Twitters, the Instagrams, the Pinterest. Share it on there. Share it on that WhatsApp group. That one's with your aunties, your families, your neighbors. Just share it everywhere. It organically grows the show and connects us with listeners who haven't tuned in before. And overall, as I always say, just shares the love. Today's Wisdomist Chai clips comes from my conversation with acting and life coach Daniel Dresner. P.S. I will link all the information of the original episode down below. Make sure to follow, subscribe, comment, share, do all of that stuff. But as we come to the end of 2022, I've been reflecting a lot on this year, what sort of space I want to be in next year, and dare I say the drowning question that is New Year's resolutions 2023. And a lot of the things that I've been questioning myself come back to the word success, my relationship with it, the ups and downs with it, and what it means to me. And I don't know if you feel like this, whether you're a creative or not a creative, which is something that Daniel touches on this, and I feel like you can take away from, is how to attain the steps, how to have a better relationship with it. Because if I'm being completely transparent, in the last couple of months, I have felt, and I've communicated this to my loved ones, that I feel like a failure. And that is a feeling that is not great, that is not happy, and it does you no justice. And I think it's about being transparent and having an honest conversation with your loved ones, because you should be able to, but also at the same time, how to challenge that and how to come out of it. And that is something that I feel like I'm constantly working on, and I'm going to work on. And if you have any tips or things to share, feel free to tell me, but I will leave it there, and let's warm up our cuppas and let's dive in to a wise cup of chai.
Okay, so the thing about having something, the Oscar in your hand, is something tangible that everyone recognizes. That's, a mark of success. And I think you should look smaller. And the way I see it is, it's like mountain climbing. You want to climb to the top of Mount Everest. If you look at the top, you either think, I'm never going to be able to get to the top, so you don't start, or you're sort of going up and you're so determined to get to the top and you're looking at it that you don't see the beauty of the journey on the way up, as opposed to taking it step by step. You have to go and buy some boots. You have to go and get a map. You have to go and employ a Sherpa who's like a coach. You have to do these things. You go, first of all, you go to the base camp, then you go to the first camp, then second and third. You have to do all those things. And if at the end of the first day or the end of the fifth day, you look back and it's beautiful, you're so pleased with yourself, what a great day you've had. Or the next day you can only go, there's a ravine, so you've got to go all the way along and then all the way back, and you've only gone 5 meters, but it's been an amazing day, and the scenery is beautiful, and it's the sense of achievement. You're still going to the top. You're still on your way, and you're not going to go any faster if you're doing it any other way. But you're really enjoying it, and then you get to the top, and it's brilliant. You say, now what's next? I'm going to go and do that one, as opposed to, I've got to the top. What do I do now? And I've got my latest, well, it's not latest, couple of years now, phrase that I use, about the journey and the destination. It is the journey, but if the journey is through the Tuscan countryside, rather than a wet Wednesday afternoon in Haringey, it's very different. The journey doesn't have to be grey and rainy. The journey can be beautiful and inspiring. And it's about putting in place, recognizing and celebrating the small things, because you can't buy confidence off a shelf. I can't give you confidence. I can't say you're the best actor I've ever met in my entire life, because you might feel great for a minute, but when I leave, you'll think, he didn't mean it. It's more important if you start to fill yourself up with successes and proof of success. So success is an interesting word, It's like most things in life, but also in acting. People say living in the moment. They say less is more. They say success. What does it mean? And it's very useful. What do you mean by success? What do you mean by You know, these are the questions I ask my clients. And then what happens is you drill down until you find out, well, actually, I've got an image of me sitting on a deck chair with a script in my hand on the beach in LA, with the sound of the kids in the back in the house while my husband or wife is making dinner for me. Mm-hmm. That's my idea of success. And then you can backtrack on that and say, well, how did you get there? Well, I got there by being in this, this TV series. Well, how did you get that? Well, it was a cock show. So how did you, then I had to learn how to fire a gun. I had to learn how to drive a car fast. I had to learn. So then you start to get tools and things that actually are going to get you the job. Yeah, rather than, I'm an actor and there's so much to do out there. I don't know where the hell to start. Yeah. I had to learn a Scottish accent. So, so it becomes specific. Success is, for me, is being able to, and this is, things are not easy at the moment in my life, particularly, but it's being able to traverse those things without sinking. Got it. Without, it's being able to, it's not about saying everything is rosy when it's not. Mm-hmm. It's about saying things are tough, but tomorrow or next week, they might not be tough if I do one thing to make it less tough. Or I'm going to sit here and I'm going to wallow in it for a couple of days, and then I'm going to snap out of it. If you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. I didn't do that. Henry Ford said that. If you think you can do something, you can do it, apart from, grow an extra arm. If you think you can't do something, you think, I can't do this, then you're right, you can't do it. Yeah. If you think you know your lines, you know your lines. If you think you don't know your lines, you don't.
Well, everyone, I hope you enjoyed that, and that brings us to an end of this Wisdomist Cup of Chai episode. I will pop all of the information of the full interviews, the guest social, and all of that shazam in the descriptions of this episode. Make sure to comment, share, rate the podcast, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. I will leave you, as I always do, breathe in, breathe out, now must go, which means now I must go. Stay curious, happy 2022, and see you in 2023, yeah.